Welcome back, whiskey fans, to Eric's Drink Whiskey. Miller here, flying solo. Apologies in advance for our kind of erratic video schedule, filming schedule. Both Simpson and I, work schedules are all over the place, so doing the best we can. Thank you for sticking with us. Tonight, toyed with a couple different things to feature, and landed on one that I just picked up recently. I know I'm a little bit behind the curve, but that's the rate that we get stuff here in Gainesville. And that is Maker's 46 Cask Strength. Previously, the only way you could get this is if you did a Maker's Mark barrel finish or wood finish, and picked all Maker's 46 staves, and then that was your cask strength, and that was just like a ridiculous thing to do with extra steps. So this year they released Maker's Mark 46 Cask Strength. This particular bottle hits at 110.3 proof. And it is finished with oak staves. I've done a fresh pop on this. It's a tasty drinker. As you would expect, it takes that nice Maker's 46 profile, kicks it up to like 11, as Maker's Cask Strength does. So, retail, this is about 60 bucks. For reference, the regular Maker's Cask Strength is about 45 to 50, so you're not too far out of whack. Not a bad buy for something as novel. I don't know if they'll make this a regular part of their lineup or not. We shall see, though. But figure I'd crack it, feature for you guys if you find it, want to take a chance on it. Want you to have all the information and at least my opinion on how this drinks. So. I have had this kind of just sitting here opening up for a little bit, just because it is a high proofer, and I had to kind of set the camera and stuff up, so full disclosure. It's got a nose. Oh, it's very nice. Similar to a lot of those like high proof oaky weeders that I've enjoyed. It's almost like that vanilla kind of custardy creme brulee type scent, with some of the underlying notes of like the herbalness of or the herbaceousness of a weeder. Definitely some oak on this, which I wouldn't be surprised at. I mean, they did shove pieces of wood in the barrel. So yeah, it's got a really nice nose. It comes across smelling very desserty. Very similar to, if you recall, the Old Elk Weeder Jigs Pick. A very similar nose to that in terms of the vanilla-ness, the kind of creaminess. So, streaking up the glass pretty good. So we'll dive in again. 110 proof and some change. Cheers. So one thing, and Simpson and I have always said about Maker's Cask Strength, that shit's like 112 proof, but it punches way harder than that. I'll give it to this. This kicks a little bit harder than 110. But what I get, so experience before flavor. Immediately get that like, hey, you're drinking high proof alcohol, but like kind of tingle on the front of your tongue. It's got a nice long finish. Not really like a burn. You don't, it's not a grimace worthy. It's not going to make you cough or anything like that. Flavor. It's sweet. It's not as desserty as the nose would have led on to. I get a lot of that kind of weedy grassiness, in addition to some of those caramely cooked sugar flavors. And then it's got kind of just the right amount of oak as it transitions from that sweet to that nice long finish. Again, I would recommend letting this open up quite a bit, but it is absolutely delicious. Again, it takes that Maker's 46 flavor profile, which is, again, a little more vanilla forward, and a little bit sweeter than normal Makers, and it just kicks it up to $1.10. It's absolutely delicious. Mouthfeel, it's not too thick. It's really not thick at all. It's actually a little bit thinner than I would have expected it to be. It's not disappointing, just a little shocking. And kind of as you get used to it, a lot more of that oak comes out, but it's not an over oaked, like thinking something like an old Knob Creek where you kind of almost have that kind of astringent oakiness. It's a nice, pleasant oakiness that kind of drifts in there as you've let this sit and develop those flavors on your palate. All in all, it's $60. Hell yeah, I'll buy another bottle when I run out. I highly recommend it if you're a Maker's Mark fan. Definitely go for it. If you are a weeded bourbon fan, go for it. If you like a sweet, vanilla-y, oaky flavor profile, go for it. If you like high proof bourbons, go for it. If you got $60 to burn and it's on the shelf, go for it. You can't go wrong with this one, I don't think. It's a really easy drinking bourbon, especially to be 110 proof. I think it's a lot easier to drink than regular Maker's Cask strength, which to me has the tendency to come across really, really hot. And I think a lot of that has to do with those additional oak staves that they put in there. So this has been me sitting here yammering about Maker's 46 Cask strength, a new release for 2021. Again, right now it's a limited release. We'll see what Maker's does. They may surprise us. So until next time, thanks for tuning in. Like, share, follow, subscribe. Social media info to come. Be sure to also check out our podcast, EBWNCF. That's Eric's Drink Whiskey Non-Chill Filtered, on Shout Engine and Apple Podcasts. The uncut audio of all of our recent episodes, plus a little something extra every now and then, just whatever Simpson and I feel like. So thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time.